Well, today is a really exciting day because we're going to start the next project here on the ranch, and it's actually for the refuge. We're going to start harvesting some more of these white pine trees, and we're going to build an indoor training facility for the children who we're trying to support through our nonprofit called the Refuge at Freedom Ranch. The building that we're building is going to be about 75 by 75 feet with a 50 by 50 indoor training center. We're going to have stalls around the perimeter of it so that we can house, I think 8 horses is what we're targeting right now, so that we can have kids doing the horse training in any kind of weather conditions. And so we really feel like that's going to be an important step in our journey towards building this place out to help others in need. One of the changes on this time around versus when we built our log home is we're bringing in horse logging, and Jason Rutledge is a local horse logger who's going to do the logging for us, going to drag the logs up to the deck, and we're setting up a deck, a couple hundred yards away from here. And Bob Gill from B&G Band Mills will be here once again doing the sawing of the lumber. So again, we're super excited to get started.
Really, one of the coolest parts about this whole project is we're going to use horses this time to pull those logs. And one of the things that I love about that is my dad did horse logging as a kid. He's in heaven now, but he's going to be watching this one. This will be cool because it was white pine that they logged in Wisconsin. And Dad grew up doing that. And his father and my great grandfather were also part of logging of the Northwoods of Wisconsin. So it's kind of in our family, but kind of bringing it full circle back. We are going to use horses to pull the logs out, and that's going to start tomorrow, but they're here today to start cutting the trees down. Jason Rutledge, Healing Harvest Forest Foundation. And I practice restorative forestry, but I'm here helping the Andersons harvest some white pine for a building project on their own farm. And I'm also instructing some apprentices about the technique of timber felling, a safe directional timber felling. It's called the Hinge and Latch felling method. It's also called the Swede cut because it was developed in this country by a Swedish forester named Soren Eriksson. I studied with him in '83. And most people don't realize it, but that black line that's on the top of a saw is not a decoration. It's actually a sight. So if you follow this technique, that black line becomes the sight that tells you where your log's going to fall, and it goes all the way across the saw. It's even on the bar side. So if you follow this technique, that line will show you right where the tree is going to go, as long as your hinge is strong. So you basically do a lead notch that establishes an open face. Determine where it was going to go with the angle. Of course, this one went the other way because it had bad material back here. Then I plunge in from the danger side, which that was the danger side, and swept out. Then I plunge in from the safety side and sweep out and release the latch. What happened on this tree is that the latch was rotten, and it just pulled it right up out of the ground. And the tree went about 15 degrees away from where I wanted to. But it's okay because it's on the ground. That open face, this is the open face, hinge, and latch timber felling method is how we cut timber safely. And we use a wedge on the third cut to keep the tree from sitting back on our saw and to help it go the way we want it to go, to force it to leave it on over. These trees had red rot and disease in them, so really good timely harvest. They're making use of these trees before they go bad. It's not like they're out here cutting trees that are healthy and growing well. They're cutting trees that are on the decline. It's what we call worst first.
They're ready to go.
Thank you.
Become part of our barn.
Hey, and the wood that will come out of these trees and be used for our next facility, our barn, is going to sequester that carbon instead of it fully decaying here in the woods.
Exactly. That's where the hippies were wrong. I was a hippie back when they called them beatniks. That's how old I am. But the point is that when you process a living tree into a long-term use as a forest product, you're actually storing the carbon as that forest product into the long term. Whereas if you just let the tree sit and die naturally, like you see them in the woods everywhere, dead trees, they just die and release their carbon back into the atmosphere. and don't contribute to the mitigation of carbon sequestration, and they don't fight global warming at all. But by processing these trees that are doing poorly and putting them into long-term storage in the form of forest products, we're actually combating climate change.
Yeah, there's a dead tree that
That's
has
exactly what
absolutely
happens.
no use. Yeah.
If you don't cut them, that's what's going to happen. The environmentalists will say, "Oh, there's more life in that than there is a living tree." I said, well, "Yes, but our point is we want to store the carbon. We want to put carbon off to the side and hold it so that we can keep learning how to live a little differently as far as our contributions to carbon.
And make it a functional building.
And make it a very functional. Yeah.
Yep. Yep.
Which will last beyond us. Yeah, the grandkids will be worrying about where the roof leaks.
Yeah. That's amazing.
You can control until it lasts second. Because that latchwood is holding you. Okay. But when the first time I saw Soren do it, I thought for sure he was going to get a saw stuck. Because he was plunging into the heart of the tree, and I thought it was going to set on it. But then when you realize on the third cut, he puts a wedge on it, and you still have the hinge, that's what's keeping it from setting on your saw. Yeah. But you have to be skillful in picking the safe side and the danger side. And this is always the danger side of the tree, 'cause that's the side the tree's leaning to. So this will be my number 3 cut to be over here. And then I'll release the tree from over there and have my escape route already planned. 45 degrees escape route. And I think this tree is so big that it's just going to crush all.
Oh, yeah.
They are going to be taking the fence out here so that they can get the logs through. We don't use it anymore anyways, so it's time to come out. Yeah, baby. Perfect.
Gradually.
The horses are here. Beautiful. Wow.
This is our logging horses, Suffolk Punch. Punch means round all over. They are actually a very rare draft breed. It's the oldest draft breed in the Western world, and the rarest. There's less than 1,000 of them on Earth. We have about 100 every year born in North America. And these two are a son and a daughter of a imported stallion. They're actually the only imported Suffolk stallion in North America. Ike Sovereigns, so these are his offspring, and they're the only breed that's ever been bred expressly for work. They're not show horses. You notice these horses don't have any fancy white on them or hair or anything. They're just a real plain horse, but they're the farmer's horse. That's all they've ever been developed for. For 500 years, they've been bred in Suffolk, England for farming, for serving mankind. So they're very, very willing and determined and kind and calm, and I consider them people ask me all the time, well, how come you choose Suffolk horses? And I tell them it's a real simple answer. It's called laziness. And because when you decide you're going to work horses, you know you're going to work hard, so at least you ought to be smart enough to work the easiest horse to deal with. And that's exactly why I work these horses. They love to work. They love doing what we're doing. They're curious about coming out here and doing this now, and we're going to go on and work with them this morning and come back and set up our paddock.
Wow. Oh my goodness.
Well, that's one that has a really good thing.
Poor Slug getting pulled by the horses. So this log can't be pulled by the tractor because the tractor keeps slipping. So they're going to use the horses. Yeah, you guys are awesome. This is a very, very heavy log.
Get that right there and move it around to 5 and 7. So then I'll be lifting it from the bottom. So the first thing that happens when the horses hit that is it's going to raise it.
Look at that. Wow, the tractor couldn't do it, but that thing did. Awesome.
They're about to pull a 2.5 log.
Oh, oh.
What is the origin of the commands you're given? What language? What kind of?
Mostly English. You know,
What
woe
are
is
they?
universal though. Woe is a stopping word all over the world.
Yeah,
And it's funny, G and Ha are almost the same all over the world in different languages.
yeah, just a little
And
different.
the start can be all sorts of things. And the Scandinavians, instead of saying that woe, they go brr. That's what woe means to a Scandinavian. Brr. Brr.
I know you don't say or do nothing to us. It seems like whenever they do go, you just let up on the reins, and that's.
But I'm actually asking them.
Oh,
You
really?
know, when I get that perfect contact and I got their attention, their head's up in the air and I got it just right. And either squeaking, making a kissing sound, which is real high pitched and they can hear, we can't so much. Or I'm just commanding releasing and saying, come on.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the horses, this is where they stay in the back field by where we're going to be building the barn, which is going to be just right over there. And they have this area here to hang out in for, are they staying here for the full 2 weeks, babe? Yeah. For 2 weeks. Hey guys. They're chilling in the shade over there. That's awesome. Hi. Oh, you are such a handsome boy. I love the nose.
Have you chewed our trees all to pieces?
Dang, you are big. Let me back up a little bit here so you don't run me over. Hey, Mama. Oh, you are so gorgeous. You are gargantuous.
Gentle giants.
Mm-hmm.